Welcome back to Mini Movies. Today, I'm going to explain a 2016 romantic drama film called Never Gone. Soo Yunjin, a gorgeous young girl, is the protagonist of the film. She's walking down the street, looking for someone special, when she slows down. The scene shifts as she raises her eyes to the front. Then we're transported to the year 2007. Yunjin is awaiting the arrival of the bus. She tells her background, describing her family's financial difficulties. She speaks about her father's illness. Despite their financial difficulties, her parents somehow manage to send her to the greatest college in the country, so that she may pursue her higher education. When Yunjin arrives at her new college, she appears to be quite different and puzzled in comparison to the other students. A stylish motorcycle flies by her as she walks. It causes a nearby pipe to break, completely splashing her. Chang Jung is the name of the boy riding the bike. He comes from a wealthy family and is well known in school. Yunjin, angry, runs up to Chang and scolds him. A striking baseball comes at her, just as she was ready to do so. Chang manages to grab it, just in time. He walks away, advising her to take caution inside the school. Will they get along? Yunjin befriends Mo Yu-hwa, a fellow student. She comes from the same family as she does. Mo assures her that she will assist her in adjusting to the new school setting. Chang's three buddies, Meng Shui, Zhou Ziyi, and Song Ming, are next introduced. Mo takes her to class later, where she sits next to Chang. Yunjin had a very low grade in class, after the math papers were distributed. Chang, on the other hand, has a brilliant one. When Zhou sees her score, he begins to make fun of her. In the middle of a math test, Yunjin is about to go to the restroom. Chang stops her and grabs her notebook. She makes every effort to reclaim the notepad, but she is unsuccessful. Yunjin is humiliated when a menstruation pad falls from her notebook. Following the event, she quickly exits the classroom. We aren't crushing over bullies, are we? Chang is apologetic for upsetting Yunjin. He tries to return Yunjin's book to her in the next class. He pokes her in the back, but Yunjin doesn't respond. Chang then tosses the notebook onto the table. Chang's behavior irritates her, so she pulls up her chair and places it on his foot, causing him to scream in pain. She then takes out the book that Chang had just thrown. She is taken aback by the fact that all of her errors have been noted and fixed. Chang and Zhou approached Yunjin later at lunch and informed her of Chang's leg injury. Yunjin, upon hearing this, hands them her card for his treatment. The two, on the other hand, buy lunch for all of their classmates. Mo approaches Chang and informs him that the money on Yunjin's card was her monthly allowance. Yunjin is seen standing on the school's roof after school, wondering about something. When Chung arrives, he pulls Yunjin's hair and annoys her. Chung offered Yunjin if he could assist her with her maths to cover up his faults. Yunjin is about to go when Chang tells her to think rationally. Yunjin recalls her teacher telling her that she needed to improve her mathematics grades. She agrees to be tutored by Chang after that. Let's see where it will take us. Chang begins teaching Yunjin math after school on a daily basis. Even though his manner bothers her at times, Yunjin begins to love learning with Chang. Then, unexpectedly, Yunjin receives an 85 on her math test, and she is overjoyed at her progress. Yunjin and Chang became closer as time passed. Yunjin is forced to leave her room one day due to a family emergency. She doesn't go back to school for a while. Chang becomes distracted and loses focus on his studies when she is absent. Mo takes Yunjin's seat one day. Chang approaches her, furiously about it. She does, however, say that Yunjin told her to sit down. Chang dashes towards Yunjin's room when he learns she's returned to her dorm room. He knocks on the door, requesting that she open it. Yunjin finally opens the door after numerous attempts. She had a black band on her arm and was crying. Her father has died, according to the black band. He tries to communicate with her, but she dismisses him. She asks him to keep his distance from her. A few years pass by quickly. The final year has come to an end, and the graduation party has arrived. Chang can't keep his gaze away from Yunjin. Meng makes the decision to declare her love for Zhou. She takes the courage to face him and invites him to dance. Chang approaches Yunjin and requests a dance, which she accepts. Chang and Yunjin were outdoors after the party. Chang confesses his feelings for her. Yunjin kisses him without saying anything. Chang is overjoyed and believes it's her way of approving the relationship. But that was actually Yunjin's goodbye kiss. Chang's family, she believes, is wealthy and will never accept her. As a result, she separates herself from Chang, choosing to leave him alone. Did their journey will last till here? The movie then jumps to a year later, when Yunjin is a university student. She works at the university library to help pay for her tuition. She meets Shen Wan, a senior student, there. He appears to be a good person. In the library, they're both working together. They quickly form a special connection with one another. Yunjin is conversing with Mo one day. Shen is a good man, she tells her. He truly cares about her. Yunjin hears her name being called, as they are conversing. Yunjin rushes out the door to see Chang approaching her. Look who's back. They haven't seen one another in a long time. As a result, their discussion becomes awkward. Yunjin tries to go, but is stopped by Chang. Meanwhile, Shen shows up, and introduces himself as her boyfriend. Chang also identifies himself as her lover, which is unexpected. Yunjin, on the other hand, interrupts Chang's statement. She informs Shen that he is simply an old high school classmate. Shen then reminds Yunjin of their trip to the countryside. Noticing this, Chang provides them a ride. Zhang, Chang's sister, introduces herself to Shen. She is the one in the driver's seat. They eventually arrive at a temple, where they kneel to worship. They write their yearnings on a piece of paper. Yunjin tries to look over Chang's shoulder to see what he's writing. However, he shifts to the side and covers it. They are about to leave the temple. Shen goes with Zhang to buy some water. Chang and Yunjin are the ones left. Chang questions why Yunjin is acting weirdly. Why did she dump him and show no interest in him? After that, he pushes himself on Yunjin. Shen observes everything from afar. Following the temple visit, the group dines at a restaurant. Chang mentions their first kiss there. He makes Yunjin drink. She takes a drink, angered by Chang's actions, which makes her dizzy. She passes out, and continues to mumble Chang's name. Yunjin tries to talk with Shen at the library in the next scene, but is ignored. He eventually informs her that she is still totally in love with Chang. As soon as she hears this, she runs to Chang's hotel room. She confronts him about his previous actions. Chang does not express regret to her. Instead, he responds that he, too, suffered greatly because of her absence. Shen received his diploma a year later. Yunjin is once again alone in her life. Since the incident, Chang has not contacted her. Yunjin's mother requests that she returns home to make a major family choice. She declines the holiday work and returns to her hometown. Yunjin's mother claims to be requesting permission to marry Uncle Wu. He has supported the family in times of need. Yunjin accepts the proposal for the sake of her mother's happiness. She's out on a walk with her mom. Chang emerges out of nowhere in front of her. Chang also pays a visit to Yunjin's home. He's there to work with his mother. He recently purchased the electric company of the town. Later, he irritates Yunjin, who is occupied with crafting paper rabbits. Yunjin underestimates Chang when he tries to build one. Chang stays there all night after Yunjin leaves, making paper rabbits. He also gets his hands hurt in the process. Yunjin arrives at Chang the next day to discover him sleeping with the 5 rabbits. She notices Chang putting in a lot of effort for her and begins to like him. Love is blooming again. She also promised when Chang invited her to stay with him in Beijing. Yunjin applied for a job in Beijing after graduation. However, no one in Beijing has responded to her applications. She is unexpectedly offered a position in Shanghai, which she accepts. Chang then makes a call to her at the same moment. He claims to have secured her a job in Beijing. Yunjin, on the other hand, informs him that she has accepted a job offer in Shanghai. As a result, he becomes furious and hangs up. Yunjin, feeling sorry, plans to go to Chang by train. Chang apologizes for his behavior on the train. He then tells her that he is on his way to meet her in Shanghai. So, they agree to stop at a station, which falls in between. They finally meet, and spend the night at a nearby hotel, in each other's arms. The film jumps forward a few years, once more. Chang and Yunjin unpack their belongings at their new apartment. Chang later brings Yunjin to his sister's engagement party. They are taken aback when they learn that Shen is Zhang's fiancé. Wait, what? Chang tries to convince Zhang that Shen is not suitable for her. He's only interested in her property. Rather than acknowledging him, Zhang taunts him about the same reason. Shen, on the other hand, comes up to Yunjin. He admits that he is with Zhang for her property. Upon hearing this, Yunjin requested that he look after Zhang and not harm her. Uncle Wu pays Yunjin a visit at her office in the next scene. Yunjin's mother has been diagnosed with cervical cancer, he informs her. He also discloses information about her father. Her father had borrowed money from the company where he worked to treat his wife before he died. It's now time to repay the loan. As a result, he seeks Yunjin's support. Yunjin contacts her pals after Uncle Wu has left. She requests for some money, but none of them are willing to lend her the huge sum of 200,000 yuan. When Yunjin arrives home, Cheng informs her that he has made a phone call to Uncle Wu. He is aware of her mother's situation. In addition, he offers her 300,000 yuan. He requests that she should deliver it to Uncle Wu in order to pay off the loan. Yunjin, on the other hand, refuses to accept the money. She claims that she has already received Shen's funds. Cheng becomes furious when he hears this. It's because she chose to tell her story to Shen rather than to him. He rushes up to Shen and throws the money in his face, angrily. He orders that he should remain out of their personal matters. In the next scene, Cheng is drinking wildly in a bar with his companions. Ming phones Yunjin and tells her where they are. Yunjin quickly arrives and invites Cheng to accompany her home. Cheng, furious, declines her plea and instead embraces Meng to make her jealous. When she notices this, she gets his buddies to drop him off at his house after the party. Cheng returns home late at night, wasted. Yunjin approaches him as he settles down on the couch. She presents him with a letter, stating that she owes him 300,000 yuan. Cheng screams at her, irritated by her actions. He claims that despite all of their years together, she is still unable to love him. As a result, he determines that they should split up. The scenario then shifts 2 years forward. Yunjin returns to the temple that she and Cheng had previously visited. They have been apart for a long time, but she hasn't been able to forget about Cheng and his memories. She then decides to discover what Cheng had written as his request during their previous visit to the shrine. She spends some time looking over the records. Finally, she recognizes Cheng's handwriting and opens his wish book. She's taken aback when she discovers that he scrawled her name all over the book. From the beginning, gaining her was his only goal. Yunjin can't stop crying when she remembers this. After a year, Yunjin returns to New York in search of Cheng. She walks down the street, asking passersby about where she believes Cheng is staying. She finally arrives at her destination after a long journey. She notices Cheng from a distance and prepares to confront him. However, she just chooses to walk away. That's how the movie ends. A school teaches 3-year-old girls to transform them into emotionless killing machines. One day, number 83, the best student of all, leaves the academy and goes to live life as a normal girl. However, in school, she beats other school students thinking they have come to catch her. She joins school and falls in love with Roger. But the things don't turn out as planned. To know what happens next, click on the video appearing on screen. We upload new movie daily. Make sure to subscribe so you don't miss any video. If you liked the movie, consider sharing it with your friends. Show that you care about them. Thank you for watching.